Hey guys, I am back with another process video. This is one of the ones that I found buried on my computer that had not been voiceovered, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now and have it up on my channel this month. This layout started with me wanting to use up this Simple Stories Snap summer pack. This is, I think, like the Insta Snap or something like that. And I've had this for a long time, but I had some pieces that I really liked that I wanted to use. So currently I have my photo printed up, and I am using the 4x4 cards to layer some things behind it. So I have that stripe card up at the top behind my photo, and then that summer one over to the left, and then I also have that little blue stripe in behind there. And looking at it now, I actually really like that. I don't know why. At the time, apparently I didn't, but now I kind of like that design. It's not gonna go that way. It's gonna go in a completely different direction, but yeah. So I'm just flipping through the cards, and I'm trying to figure out which ones I can use and how I can use them. So I'm trying a couple of different layers behind my photo, and I really struggle with this layout. I think it was the first one after a couple of months that I had made, so I think that partly might be the reason. So I'm going to add some gesso to my page and just add some blue watercolor on it to kind of do some to kind of have like the water effect of the beach. But it's not really gonna work because I don't know why. I've went a little overboard with the paint. I wanted it to be in just one area, or kind of just be at the top there, where I would have the photo cluster, and then at the bottom where I would have a embellishment cluster. But it kind of got out of hand, and almost the whole page is covered in blue paint. But it's okay. I kind of made it work. The layout is not really one of my favorites, but I like the picture and the product. I don't know. I had a bit of a difficulty finding products that in my stash to match this particular color scheme that the cards were in, so I kind of had to limit myself to just using the cards, but that's okay. So I'm adding some more watercolor here. So I started with the Tumble Glass, but that was too light, so then I came in with the Mermaid Lagoon, and just to get a bit of a darker shade to kind of match the shades in the card set as well. So I'm also using this gigantic piece of packaging, which is probably why the paint went a bit out of hand, but anyway. So my idea at this point was to have a cluster there at the top and a small one at the bottom there. So then I went through this random scraps. It's just really tiny scraps of paper pads from a very long time ago. So I went through because I knew I had this green paper that I thought matched. So I'm going to try and use that, but it's not going to work out in the end. So I thought I would do a strip at the bottom and then a strip somewhere at the top of the page in that photo cluster. And then I layered that popsicle down below, but I don't know, it was not really working. I don't know, I didn't really like it. So then I really wanted to use this line of this banner type thing that has two swimsuits and flip-flops on it and a little heart, because I thought it was really pretty, and I could never manage to use it on other layouts I made with this particular set of cards. So here I'm going through the cards again and again, and then I decide to bring in the Stitched collection by Amy Tangerine to see if there was anything in there that I might want to use. There is not going to be anything in there that I'm going to want to use, but anyway. So, yeah. And then I'm going to bring in the +1 Amy Tangerine collection to see if there's anything that I want to use from in there. I pick out this orange piece and the green, but I'm not going to use any of those on the page. It's just, I don't know, I could not make it work. So here's me attempting to make them work. So I'm just kind of layering that orange piece in behind because I thought the orange would work because there's orange in that card there. But I don't know, just the green did not work at all with that card. So I don't know. I just tried to kind of incorporate that. I'm not liking that at all. So I'm sticking with it for quite some time, but it's not going to remain that way. So I'm trying different combinations of layering these things. Not working at all. You're gonna hear me say that phrase a lot, I think, in this video because I tried a lot of different things that were not happening. So then I thought I could do some washi tape. So I got my all-time favorite washi tape here from the Atwell collection, and I thought I could do something with that. And I'm gonna pull out some other pieces of washi that I have, and I thought I could make like a little, just a lot of strips of washi tape in the color scheme, so as a kind of layer. So I'm adding the red here. That's a washi tape from Tiger, I believe. And I'm also going to add some of this pineapple one. That is from Hobby Lobby. But the problem with this is that it's clear, it's kind of transparent. So once I put it down on the page, it just looked weird. I did not like that. No, not working whatsoever. And you have to peel off the backing for that one. I think that's just because it's transparent, number one, but there's also gold foiling on it. So that's why I probably put backing on that. So I'm going to try this pineapple idea for a bit. I'm just adding and adding washi tape, and then I'm pulling it up and throwing it away. So yeah. Still trying different ways I can use that. I'm layering it in different places, trying to get a strip at the bottom and a strip at the top, kind of like a mat or like a grid kind of thing. Was not liking that either. And then I brought back that banner. And then I thought I could switch the page over to have the cluster at the top. So I'm gonna play around with that for a little while. Flipping through cards again. I'm just going through these cards over and over again in hopes that something is going to work. So not really working, as you can probably see. Here I'm coming in with some ephemera pieces, so I got that die cut, that bucket over to bucket of sand, kind of layered there. Then I thought I'd go through some Project Life cards and see if there's any other cards that I could use on this page. So these are from Photo Play, and I didn't like any of them for this, so I'm going to put them back and pull out these ones, which are from the Hello Sunshine collection by Simple Stories, but they are much more pastel-y color, right, as opposed to a bright bold color, like the colors in the cards that I'm currently using. But there are some with this mustardy yellow kind of color, so I pulled those out. So I got that ice cream cone thing, and I also have that stun that I thought I could kind of fussy cut. So now I thought maybe I could just make one big cluster in the center here with these cards. But ice cream was not really working, so I'm going back to the previous idea that I had, and then I decide to fussy cut out that sun and kind of maybe use it somewhere. So I'm going to take the time to fussy cut that out. I do not know why I did not edit it out of the video, so I'm sorry for you having to watch me do that. And then I'm going to stick it in behind those two pictures there. And that doesn't look so bad, but I just didn't like it. It was not working. And this layout is actually pretty simple once you see the end result, but it took me forever to make. It's ridiculous. So then I flipped the background over again to have it kind of horizontally. So I have the one big paint area on the left and the smaller one on the right. And I'm going to make one cluster, the photo cluster right there where it is, and then also make a little cluster over to the right. So you see me starting that down there. So I got the little popsicle over down there just to bring in that red from the heart, and then I have the bucket going down there because I didn't really like the popsicle. It looked like it was floating. So then I'm gonna pick out a few cards. So I got that orange one and that striped chevron one to layer behind the bucket. And also looking for some other cards because the top part there is looking a bit too plain. So here is where I switched out that summer piece for this yellow nothing but fun soaking up the sun. Because I don't know, I just felt like it looked better. Well, like looking at it now, the other card would have worked too, I think, but at that given moment I just thought this one was better, so I'm gonna stick with that one from now on. So yeah, this layout is looking really plain to me right now. I think the bigger problem was that there were no layers whatsoever behind the photo. I think that's what caused the biggest issue. So I thought about going through the swag bag, the June swag bag, but I'm not going to use anything from there. Actually, I might use some twine. Yeah, I'm going to use that twine, but I did not use anything else from that kit. So I cut this piece of twine that I thought I could like bunch up somewhere because it's red and it kind of worked with the color scheme. But I don't really like the look of just sticking it somewhere, so I'm going to bring in a tag pretty soon and put it on the tag. I started with a craft tag, but that was not going to work, so I pulled a white one out instead and threaded I don't know what the word is for when you're putting twine through a tag, so I don't know. I just put twine in it. And this video my battery ran out when I was filming and it cut off at the end. So I'm going to tell you now what I did at the end. At the end, because it still looked pretty plain, I inked each edge of the paper of the layout with some distress ink. So I got the top and bottom in a blue color and the left and right in red and yellow, and that way it just adds a bit more interest because it also kind of distressed the edges. You'll see it in the pictures. Something else, the pictures won't be in this video because I really want to upload it and it's nighttime and I can't take pictures right now, but I will have pictures over on Instagram, so if you want to check out that little detail at the end, you can go ahead and follow me over on Instagram, or not even follow me, just look at the pictures over there. So while I was telling you about that, I have added a smaller tag down to the cluster with the bucket to bring in that red twine as well. And then I'm also going to use this chipboard piece that says love down here, and I really like the cluster that I made, the small one. I'm just not a huge fan of the bigger one, and I think the problem with that, as I said before, is that there aren't really any layers behind my photo, and that's something I don't usually do. And then to bring in that chipboard, I thought I could use one of those little hearts over on the bigger cluster. And now I decided just to make my picture pop a bit more, I'm going to back it with some foam, and this is just some craft foam from the store. And I'm also going to add some splatter that's not going to be on the video. So that's going to complete this page. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.